I feel like Arofac Sugar, they are very consistent in their presentation. It's about the same thing in different juices, but same bottling and everything. This is pretty much a very decent bottle. It holds off fairly nicely. It feels dense. This is a very good cover. I find this cover to be very okay for this bottle, and the bottle feels good. It feels very premium in the hand, and there's just a sticker under here. Sugar here, boldly written 100 ml, 3.5 FL, OZ, Eau de Parfum, vaporizer, natural spray. It's written here, compounded in our lab, fresh, 60 months after first spray. There's nothing much in the presentation. It's pretty much decent. It's quite stiff. I don't find the atomizer to be very impressive, but I mean it sprays, so you just stick with that. Personally, I don't find the atomizer to be very impressive. So yeah, that's how far I can go in the presentation. Arofac Sugar. Wow. Okay. A scent profile on this is, how do I put it? First and foremost, I feel like there's been a very hyped out situation with Arofac Sugar. I can understand most of it is coming from the posture of sales. I mean, it's perfume sellers trying to say all the good things they can say about this fragrance to push as much sales as possible. And I get it, but I mean, I'm going to give you my honest opinion based on my personal use case with this fragrance. This is a bouquet of fruits. The top note is built on basil, plum, strawberry, blackcurrant, peach, coconut, apple, nutmeg. The middle notes are orchid, jasmine, rose, lily of the valley, iris. Base notes: vanilla, tonka bean, moss, patchouli, cedarwood, sandalwood, ambergris, musk. This is just fruit on fruit on fruit on fruit on fruit. While I don't know why anybody wants to smell like this number of fruits put together, I still find the scent profile to be quite interesting. I still find the smell to be a lot more appealing. The scent profile here is pretty good, but I find it to be a very linear scent, and I'm not big on linear scent profiles. But for the sake of the love of people who vibe towards linear scent profiles, I'm here for you. This is a very linear scent. While you have all that situation of so many fruits coming together to make one smell, this leans a little bit more, or even much more, towards the feminine spectrum than of the male. I mean, but this is definitely marketed as a unisex fragrance, which I really don't think it is. I find this to be more feminine than masculine. Although it has some masculine moments, but I still find the feminine time to overshadow the masculine hours. While being a linear scent, you can see that the notes were well blended, well textured, well molded. Everything was, compressed, well put together. It's an amazing stuff. Smells good, smells amazing. It's more of a happy scent. I find it to tilt towards the younger generation. I feel like young people will vibe more to this scent direction than advanced people. I wouldn't recommend this to somebody above 30. I mean, if you will, I would even say above 25, because this is quite juvenile. I find this to be quite too happy for, serious-minded people. This is a very happy scent. I mean, and then there's an alcoholic situation here, so I don't know where that's coming from. I'm definitely picking a very strong alcoholic situation, or maybe a chemical or something. I don't know if it's benzoin, whatever chemical it is. I mean, there's just something that is not organic in the scent direction of this fragrance. It's quite fruity, it's just fruity. While I don't find this to be an interesting scent profile, I would also recommend this to be a signature scent, because this is quite cliche. It's a plethora of different fragrance houses making up things like this. I mean, I don't feel like it's very difficult to put a lot of fruits together to make a smell. This is a very popular DNA. This is a very big DNA. I don't find it to be unique. I'm not sure I can remember anybody trying to smell like this, or I can associate this smell to anybody, because, you know, that bouquet of fruits, I don't know if I'm supposed to remember anybody when I get to remember any fruit. This could even pass for a gourmand scent, as against the entire hype, all that hype people are throwing on this fragrance. I just feel like it's just market hype and market move, and it's not that deep. This is an amazing standalone fragrance with an amazing scent profile. If you're big on fruity smell, please plunge. But if this is not your kind of DNA, to an extent you can still vibe, because it's a very linear scent. It doesn't need or require so much in wearing. You can definitely still vibe. That's, I mean, how I feel about this fragrance. So in the scent profile, I would give it a straight up 6.5/10. That would be my rating in the scent direction of this fragrance. Just with every other Arofac perfumes, they struggle with projection, and this is not an exception. It's a big struggle in projection, longevity, and sillage. And this is about the same. This would just do about maybe 30 minutes on the high side, between 20 to 30 minutes, and this doesn't do so well in projection. And it's not about sugar, I think it's just about Arofac. It's about Arofac tree. These guys are not so big on projection, longevity, and sillage. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do with a fragrance that can't project or can't stay as long as I would like it to be. If I get to use it, I use it after showering because I like to smell good. It's one of those fragrances I could just pick up and just spray on myself and just move on to other things. And I get to forget I even used the fragrance in the first place. So this is that kind of fragrance. So the projection here, I'll just give a straight up 6/10. Pretty average, or maybe 5/10. It's pretty average. Nothing much, no buzz, nothing. Just pretty average. I feel like everything about Arofac perfumes is highly average, except for their presentation. That's the bottling. Their bottling feels a lot more premium. It's something you like to have on your desk, but when you go towards the direction of, you know, projection, longevity, sillage, you most likely be disappointed with these guys. The projection here, I made clear already, about 20-30 minutes, and it's off. The longevity here, max 6 hours. You're getting 6 hours here if you took your bath with this fragrance, because it doesn't do so well in longevity. I find it to struggle a lot in longevity. I mean, it gets to average between 3 to 4 hours, and it's not like I got a bad copy. It's just the thing with Arofac perfumes. Don't let anybody try to sweet talk you into purchasing this. Against this price point in the market, I can give you an orchestra of options that you'll be flummoxed, that would outdo this fragrance in a hurry. I wouldn't recommend this, except you lean towards very light, you know, fragrances that don't get to project, don't have, you know, staying power. You just prefer to be like that. Then, while that would be weird, that's very valid and acceptable. The longevity here, I'm definitely going to rate it a 5/10. This will do well between 4 to 6 hours. 6 max. You mostly have 5 hours here. That's why I had to rate it 5/10. You are mostly going to be having 5 hours out of this. Between 3 to 5 hours. It's not that deep. After 5 hours, it becomes an intimate scent. So I don't think it's much to talk about. Long story short, 4/10. That's the outcome here. The sillage here is bad, right? It's just bad. It's just bad, and there's not much to say about it. Then, I mean, if I have to say much, it's just going to be negative reviews or negative things in that direction, because this doesn't hold up at all. It doesn't. In the direction of the sillage, like I said, 4/10, straight up. It's a linear scent, all right? It's a happy scent. You wear this to the club, you wear this to check up on a friend, you wear this to go fill your gas, you wear this to very casual functions. You don't wear this to anywhere serious. I mean, and the reason is because before you actually get to where you find serious, this would have already worn out, and nobody gets to smell anything on you except your roll-on or your hair cream. There is a high chance that your hair cream will outperform this perfume. It's just a concoction of different fruits put together to make happen. At some point, I get to feel like there's something that was missing in this fragrance. You get it? I feel like the people who sat behind the scent profile, probably you can see they were heading somewhere. Because when you get to see the line of notes that is used to make up this fragrance, you can tell that these guys were definitely going somewhere. But at some point, they ran out of peace and they decided to just release it, and it has to be released. It feels like we've put in this much work already and we can't afford to let our work, suffer or die. Somehow they just had to release this. Sometimes I get to spread this and I'm lost. You get, like, I'm confused. I don't know. I really don't know what's happening and what's not happening. It's one of the perfumes I couldn't vibe to. I don't know. I just couldn't vibe to. Or maybe because my expectations were very high because of how much it was hyped. Getting to buy it and smelling it, the hype didn't match the reality. That already just turned me off on this. So I don't find this to be anything serious in character. It's just a linear scent. You get to wear to anywhere, to the market, to the field, to the pitch. You want to play ball, you wear this literally to anywhere. It's not deep, all right? It's just a flexible scent. I mean, someone could even mistake this to be one of these roll-ons on you. So it's that easy. It's not that deep. You need zero integrity. You need zero courage to pull this through. It's an easy fix. If I have to give my ratings in the character of this fragrance, I'll usually just give 3.5 or maybe 4. And I'll be very benevolent. Like, that's a big score. 4 here in character. It's nothing deep. There's nothing much going on there. It's maybe average or below average. It's not that serious. I didn't find this to impress me in the price point. The scent didn't impress me as well because it's super cliche. You smell this, you could even smell this in your bathing soap, you get it, or your shower gel. I mean, it's something you can smell and not even attribute it to perfume or associate it with fragrance. So I don't find it to be anything that serious. My closure here is anybody can wear this. A toddler, a neonate, just about anything, anybody. I get to use this sometimes as a freshener. I just use it in my room or my restroom, and when I just need some fruity smell around my space or corner. Whenever I'm thinking of using a fragrance, this almost never comes to mind. I mostly use this as a freshener. I use it in my restroom or just wherever, anywhere. Maybe sometimes even in my car, I could just leave some sprays in my car, in my trunk, and just leave it there. If you have to buy this, you just have to buy it as a casual scent, a walk-around scent. You don't have to attach any relevance or anything serious or deep to this fragrance. I just feel like Arofac need to up on their product game, especially in their longevity, projection, sillage. They need to up there. I mean, they come up with some very interesting scent profiles, don't get it twisted. But usually, the overall performance of the fragrances just truncates the whole thing. And that makes me easily pass on them. It smells good for 30 minutes. You're gonna enjoy yourself. I mean, in the direction of projection, or have a great time for about an hour or two in longevity, and then no sillage, zero character. You can buy this for the bottling. If you love how this bottle looks, by all means, please go for it. I actually love the bottling. If it was a lot more cheaper than this, I would have had more peace with this purchase. I bought mine for 17K, and for me, while it's not so much money, I could have gotten myself something more interesting with that price point. So this is never a backup bottle worthy. This is not something I will ever have in my collection anymore. As a matter of fact, I'll be doing a giveaway with this very fragrance because I'm not sure I want to have it in my collection or anywhere around. The only Arofac fragrance I'm able to keep around or house for pretty much a little while is Chorus, and that's because Chorus was pretty much quite interesting in this scent direction. It smelled a lot more, vintage, and it wasn't so contemporary. I loved it. It packed some characters there, even though it still struggled to an extent with the projection, longevity, and sillage. But somehow, because the scent profile was able to make up for the other situation, I was able to just count my losses. I couldn't say same with this. There's going to be a giveaway on this. Have a great time, and that's my 2 cents on Arofac Sugar by DHAMMA Perfumes.